Nicole. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am super excited to share with you all the newest release from ILNP. I have their new Watercolors collection for summer 2024. According to the brand, this collection is inspired by the playful essence of summer. I have 4 jelly polishes to share with you all today. Since all the polishes in this release are jellies, these are not going to be able to reach full opacity. I have a strong feeling the brand was really thinking folks are going to use these for like nail art, layering, and all that kind of stuff. So I will show you all how those look in that kind of presentation? No. Application? I don't know what word I'm trying to think of, but you know what I'm trying to say. If you are new to the brand, ILNP is a US based boutique brand. Their polishes are in 12 ml bottles. They are 7-free, cruelty-free, as well as being vegan friendly. Most of the releases for ILNP feature this style of brush. However, these polishes all feature the brand's rounded paddle brush. This collection launches on May 17th on the ILNP website, which I will of course have linked down below. On top of live swatches for this release, I'll also show you all what these look like outside in natural lighting. And I also have some nail art for you all. I know, I'm not a nail art girly. I'm trying to become one, so I tried my best, okay? I tried my best. All of the polishes featured in today's video were gifted to me by the brand with no obligation to post. This video is not sponsored. So down in the description box, I will have links to where you can pick these polishes up, links to the brand's social media pages, my social media pages, and of course, timestamps as well. I will save all of my pricing and all of my final thoughts for the end of the video. Let's just get into this one. Okie dokes. First up, we have Pink Slush, which ILNP describes as a soft pink jelly. As someone who is not generally the biggest fans of this type of polish, I thought this had a fantastic formula. It applies really smoothly and evenly. It did not feel overly thick or thin. Because this is a jelly polish, it does start off very sheer. I found when built up in 3 coats, I did still have very obvious visible nail line, but I was able to get the color on the nail that I was seeing in the bottle, which in my opinion is the most important part. Maybe not the most important part, but I do think it's important that what you see in the bottle at least translates to the nail. My full swatches here, I'm showing it in 3 coats across all of my nails. On my ring finger and pinky, I decided to just snazz it up with some nail art. I would say overall, this is a fairly warm pink that leans a little bit towards like a salmon-y color. I did not originally think I was actually gonna like the color of this one at all, but it surprised me and I kind of thought it was pretty cute. That is Pink Slush in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. Super easy removal on this one and I had no problems with staining. And now we have Malibu, which ILNP describes as a raspberry pink jelly. I just realized I forgot to mention in the last swatch. One thing to mention for all of these polishes, I found they all apply very evenly and easily. However, if you really overwork them, you're going to cause kind of unevenness, especially on that first coat. I think ILNP releasing these with their rounded paddle brush really was the best move they could make because I really feel like it made application so much easier to do even strokes. Now back to Malibu. I freaking love this color so very much.
I like it a lot.
Because it is a jelly, once again, you're going to need to build it up to gain any kind of coverage going. I'm honestly morally opposed to doing 4 coats of anything, and I don't think even if you added a 4th coat for this one, you'd be able to reach full opacity with it. But these are all intentionally sheer, so don't buy them trying to make them opaque because you're not going to be able to do that. This is a very saturated and very juicy shade of pink. It's not quite pink, but it is very bright and vibrant as well. My full-in swatches show Malibu in 3 coats plus glossy top coat with a little bit of nail art on the side. Did not personally experience any staining with this polish. However, because it is so saturated, I do think this is a potential stainer. I use 2 coats of base coat for my full-in swatches. If your nails are particularly prone to staining, I would recommend the same. This next polish is called Tango, and ILNP describes it as a juicy orange jelly. Tango also had a fantastic formula. Just for a little note on application for all of these, I feel like if you go in for thinner coats, you'll be more likely to have a more even coverage. I think that if you go in for thicker coats, especially on that first one, you'll be more likely to have unevenness in the overall look of the polish. Similar to how you build these kind of polishes up to get kind of coverage going and to deepen the base color, if you go in for thicker coats and you don't make it completely even, you're more likely to see like darker spots over here, lighter spots over there. Again, I do still think all of these apply very evenly and easily. I just find in general for jelly polishes that are like these that don't have like glitter or flakies or whatever added to them, there's a little bit more technique that goes into applying them evenly. Just absolutely love this shade of orange. I don't know if it's because the polish is so sheer or if it's the actual shade of orange, but it's just giving me very Tang vibes. Once again, for my full hand swatches here, I have this one built up in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. Super easy removal. I did not personally experience any staining, but I would still highly recommend wearing base coat. And the final polish in this release is called Turquoise Water. ILNP describes it as a turquoise blue jelly. Turquoise Water had a really nice formula. This is the only polish in the release that I found applies this a little bit less evenly than the others. I think this is also the sheerest polish out of all four. I found myself trying to do a little bit more careful application with this one, trying to keep it perfectly even, but I think for the live swatch here, as well as for my full-in swatches, I could see like a little bit of unevenness in the overall base. However, I did notice on my nail that features nail art that the overall unevenness that was like really obvious on my pointer and middle nails wasn't as obvious on the nail that had the nail art. So I think if you use these for nail art or for like a pond mani or things of that nature, the unevenness is going to be less noticeable than if you just wore this one on its own as its own manicure. When I got these polishes in the mail, I thought for sure turquoise blue jelly was going to be my favorite. I love me a turquoise shade. It wasn't my favorite, mostly because I think it just didn't have as much punch as the other colors. But you know, that's just my opinion. So that is Turquoise Water in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. Once again, super easy removal and I had no issues with staining. Okay, so I had this idea when I was swatching these to do like a watercolor design with them. I've seen people do these kind of designs before. I've never personally done it, so I was just like, let me give it a go. Use Color Club's Harp on it as my base, and I'll have all the products that I use linked in the description box as well. And this was just a lot of dabbing and blending, dabbing and blending. Type of nail art, by the way, is very much trust the process, because as I was doing this, I was thinking it was looking horrible, and it wasn't until like I started blending the colors more, I was really starting to like it a little bit more. But yeah, these work really well for nail art. I'm overall really happy with how easy these were. Of course, I had to add a holographic top coat because I always add a holographic top coat. I had a really strong feeling folks would kind of want to know how these jellies compare to the Cert Colors jellies. I found as far as the ones that I have, formula and application seem pretty much the same. I didn't have any of the Cert jellies in pink shades, but I did have a couple in blue and orange. So on the screen now we have Cobalt Jelly and Indigo Jelly. For sure, very different colors. And then now here on the screen we have Tango from ILNP next to Final Girl and then Rust Jelly. Obviously, none of these are particularly similar to the other, but these are all the orange jellies that I can think of in my collection. Alrighty, so final thoughts. So as I said at the beginning of the video, I am not really the biggest nail art person. I enjoy nail art, but I've only just gotten back into wearing nail polish for fun and not for work purposes. So like, forgive me for not being the best at nail art, okay? I tried my best. I was pleasantly surprised by these. I kind of went into swatching them kind of just like, I don't know. My socks were knocked off. I was very inspired by this release to try to do some nail art that I've always wanted to try but never have tried before. I thought this was a fun release, even as someone who is not particularly into jelly polishes. If I wear a jelly, it's likely gonna have like glitter, shimmer, flaky, something in it. As I get more into getting back into nail art, I feel like I'm gonna be reaching for jelly polishes more and more. My top pick without a doubt is definitely going to be Malibu. I just love that color so very much. I will say Tango though is gonna be my second top pick because I didn't think I was gonna like it, but like it looked juicy on the nails. So also, I'm sorry I use that juicy meme so many times. So yeah, those are gonna be my top picks from this release. I honestly really hope that ILNP releases more of these. So this collection goes on sale May 17th. I don't know what time specifically ILNP tends to open up releases, but it seems to be pretty early in the morning. Each polish is gonna be priced at $10 for a 12 ml bottle. And again, these do come with a rounded paddle shaped brush. I don't know why I keep doing this movement for rounded, but here we are. Thankfully, this release is not limited edition, so don't feel like you gotta run out to go get it right away. I'd love to know what everyone else thought of this release. How do you feel about jellies? I know a lot of y'all, based on my last video, are kind of tired of visible nail line. I feel like these have a good amount of opacity to them, that it's not that bad, unless like you really hate visible nail line, then I don't know what to tell you. Skip this release, I guess. Before we end today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members. Shenanigans, just thank you guys so very much for the love and support. Names, of course, all on the screen right now. If you would like to sign up for my channel membership, I have a link for that in the description box, or you can just click join next to the subscribe button. But please don't feel pressured to sign up for channel memberships. Just like the video, comment, share, subscribe, all the things, and seriously, we are good. It was brought to my attention that I don't do, you know, a good enough job at mentioning that I do in fact have a Discord Discord. If you enjoy my type of content, if you enjoy my type of humor, you know, come hang out with us over in the Discord. But please be aware the Discord is for 18+ users only.
Don't take it personally.
Sorry, little Timmies, but it's not for you. I'm sure there's, I was gonna say romper room, but I guess that's offensive. I don't know what y'all kids be doing, but wherever y'all kids go, you guys can go there. Discord, this Discord is not for you, unfortunately. So just thank you all for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Brian. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm ballin' like yeah.